Yugi Bros!
What's up, guys? Yuki Bros here with another speed duel video. Today we have two very lesser tier decks, but I want to bring them both to your attention. One is Dark Magician Turbo running It's My Lucky Day, because why not? And the other is this mill deck that I'm playing that kind of takes advantage of the mill cards that currently exist, as well as Viral Infection for the skill. I know you can't see the skills, but you will throughout the duel. So we play Swordswoman because we're playing the one trap Robin Zombie, whereas every time we do inflict damage to our opponent, they have to mill the top card, and there it is, we draw it. We're also playing Ready for Intercepting because the entire format requires it. They in-phase Dice Foon, the two backer we just set, which is annoying, so we lose Robin Zombie and Ready, but we still have Windstorm. They're going to tribute Copycat here for DMG. It's kind of like a DMG, Dark Magician Turbo, depending on how you play it. It just brings out spellcasters. And so we go ahead and sphere it. We swing in for what we would attempt to do is 200 damage to them because they take all the damage, but they sphere us. So then it's back to let's try to kill it. We're going to Windstorm this. And it's kind of a back and forth. We're also playing Zombina to bring back both Swordswoman that we're playing in this deck and Goblin Zombie. Zombie says if it inflicts damage, they mill the top card. We're not using a whole lot of Viral here, but we kind of can't. Every time we draw a card, we kind of need it to defend. When they get low is when we Viral, and it's fun because a lot of people forget about Viral until then. So they draw Sage's Stone. We play actually two copies. I'll show the list at the end of the video. Summons Dark Magician. That's pretty good. Dark Magician attacks, and at attack we activate Magician's Circle. Actually, it should have been different here. They should have attacked, we should have sphered, they should have changed Circle, but you get the whole point. So get another DMG, swinging over the Swordswoman and not doing the damage. We summon Zombina and set Half Shut. Half Shut also good to just stall as well as with your Swordswoman for more damage. Zombina attacks into the thing. We summon Swordswoman off of that, and they RFI. They have everything for this matchup. We're going to keep Dark Magician in defense over here to deal with the Windstorm. So we're going to Half Shut this and damage step. It'll flip the monster face up, but it won't kill it. So we're going to set Goblin Zombie. We're going to switch Swordswoman to attack mode and swing at a Dark Magician for 600 damage. At this point, we're just playing the damage game, which is cool because if you can't mill it out, there's not too much ways to mill efficiently yet. You can do the damage game with Swordswoman and Swordswoman controlled victory. They're going to take the damage and Swordswoman's going to die. They're going to attack the Goblin Zombie. We search another Goblin Zombie. We're just thinning the deck at this point. It's the other side of Goblin Zombie, which is nice. We're going to set it and set another RFI and pass turn. They have Wonder Wand on the Dark Magician. They do it to try to get further into the deck. I think they wanted... keeping the Dark Magician in defense was playing around the Windstorm. They didn't need it, and the more it's on the field, the higher risk it is for when a Swordswoman comes out. So that was a good logic tech, but the problem is my whole point of my deck is milling, and while they haven't seen Viral yet, it's going to get to a point where they're going to get low enough where we're just going to spring it. So Dark Magician Girl will attack. We're going to Half Shut this. I don't know why I went to attack mode there, but it goes to defense. It's in defensive flips. Summon Swordswoman. They have 3 back row. The odds of this, going through are very slim, but it does keep them on their toes, which is nice. Now they have 1 card left in deck. They're going to have DMG swing in, and we're going to flip RFI, and they're going to have DMG swing, and we're going to flip RFI. So we draw for turn. The reason we don't use Viral in this situation is we're not guaranteed to know what the last card is. We assume it's a spell. It could be a Sage's Stone, but we also don't know what's in their hand. Because we know they play 2 Sage's Stone. Now, in a different matchup where you actually know more of the deck, it's a little bit easier. So we swing in a DMG here for 200 damage. It was a spell. They do draw the last Sage's Stone. We didn't know if it was in their hand or not, so they just set it. But the thing is, all we have to do is stall here. If they can't kill us this turn, we effectively can just draw and pass. But because we're like YOLOing it, we're going to flip Robin Zombie for the heck of it, swing into this thing. They're going to flip Dice Foon at this point. They haven't been using it thus far because if they roll a 1 or a 6, they take 1,000 and lose, and here it goes. They roll a 1, so it doesn't matter. They lose anyway. Yeah, so game 2. It's a very long game 1. Stick's very slow. So we start out here Going first kind of sucks with this deck. The extra card is so good in this deck, in something like this or a burn deck or something, having that extra option. They're going to Rogue Doll, which is very annoying. But we have Kunai. We sided in Kunai, believe it or not. I'll get to the side deck again at the end of the video. It's just more defense, more ways to deal with stuff. So they just take the damage, and then we swing in with Zombina here. We play her on the Windstorm. They summon Copycat, and they get Swordswoman stats. It gains original attack though, not the current attack, so it's only 15-16 as opposed to 2016. We're gonna swing into this. They're gonna RFI, which kills the Kunai. It's cool. The token stays on the counter stays on the monster in face down defense. It's the only way you can do it in Dueling Book. They tribute for DMG again, trying to kill Zombina because the only thing we have there, I believe, is Sphere Karibo. We'll set the half shut and we'll swing with Swordswoman. They'll take the damage. Oh, battle step, we flip Robin Zombie because it's before damage step, so they have to mill. Like, plays around the Sphere Karibo, actually. They draw the Dice Foon. Must be nice. So we're going to use half shut because we have to chain it before they resolve Dice Foon on Swordswoman. But that's fine. They'll just kill into the Zombina. Zombina's effect will bring back Sphere Karibo. So it kind of killed our half shut plan. Swordswoman's back to normal. We're just going to keep it in attack mode, set Windstorm and pass. They're going to normal Time Wizard, and they're going to Wonder Wand. The cool part about setting in the Time Wizard is you can just use it as a Wonder Wand target if you've already used the effect. Oh, and God, that card right there, Warrior Elimination, destroys all warrior monsters your opponent controls. That was the cream. That was the cream of the crop in this one, man. I'll tell you, that literally put us on a ticking clock. Not that they weren't in a better position already, but we had some ways to stall, and now we're just desperately trying to survive. It's really good against anything Amazon related. You side one of those, you just get yourself to always draw it, and more often than not, you win off of it. As you can see, this is we have to sphere that one. We draw a half shot. We're gonna set both. If they play around the Windstorm by putting DMG in attack mode, which would be the right way to play this, to have the one attack be game. Yep, that is how they do it. They swing, we are forced to Windstorm. And the 13 will go through, so we're at 100. There we go. It's a pain, it really is. And they got 2 spheres. We don't know that, but like, alright, so we top deck the Swordswoman. One last ditch effort. They're gonna ready for intercepting it. Great. They're gonna summon. They're gonna swing with that. We're gonna flip it and damage step. We're gonna half shut it so we do survive. We can try to mill them out. We draw RFI, which also works here in this situation. Flipping the DMG face down the following turn. They have the sphere, so we can't do damage. They set the circle. They swing. We flip it face down. So we're still alive. Hanging on by a thread, we draw Robin Zombie. It's probably the worst draw we could have drawn. I'm pretty sure we sided one out too. But yeah, so we bluff the face down. They go for their play one last time, and yeah, no, it's game this time. All right, so game 3. This deck's cool. I'm sure there's probably better ways to play it that I haven't been thinking of, and I'm sure I could take advantage of Viral's effect a little bit more. The only problem is if you have stall cards, you want to keep them on the field or in your hand to stall with. You don't really want to mill them. Like this hand's a perfect example. You kind of want to hold these as long as possible. We set 1 instead of 2. We set the wrong one first. We didn't want to get Dice Fooned. We can't get Dice Fooned. They Time Wizard, though. They popped Time Wizard. They popped the time effect. They guarantee the flip. There should be 1,000 lost there, but I just realized there wasn't. So they get rid of the Swordswoman through that, and they have Warrior Elimination as a backup. They're kind of in the driver's seat. We're kind of just stalling for massive traps at this point. As Time Wizard swings for 500, activates Circle, summon DMG. All of a sudden, him swinging for 500 is relevant. I should have taken this. I don't know why I stopped this. Like, we were going to flip the DMG, but the thing is we had Sphere in hand. I guess I missed that. So we kunai that. We waste 2 for 1 there. We could have just taken Time Wizard's attack. Yeah, Swordswoman kills Time Wizard. Fantastic. Little do we know they have Warrior Elimination, so they just go in with that. They summon that. They Warrior Elimination. They're already playing around the Windstorm. Yeah, this is a problem. So we have to waste 2 cards once again on both attacks. Yeah. as you can see, clearly, no, it didn't matter that the 1,000 wasn't lost. They'd be at 3 right now and still be owning the game. And if we played it correctly, we would be at 14 because we would have taken time with the fact tact. We would have had one extra defense, which probably means we wouldn't have to burn the half shot there. We did draw this, and if we had the half shot, I guess we'd survive one more turn. I don't know. Yeah. It's in such a situation where, like, yeah, but you still have the top deck, and it still has to be fantastic, and they'd be at 3,000 plus whatever, or minus whatever you do for damage. I don't know. It's interesting. It's not fantastic, but we're trying different things. It's the only thing we really can do in a format like this where it's kind of stale and we're just waiting for the new releases. Might as well mess around with some cool ideas, some cool text, and some little thinking out of the box ideas. So, but as always, guys, comment, like, and subscribe. Please let me know if you want me to mess with any other decks. I feel like maybe going forward, I'd cut on Robin Zombie a bit, and maybe play another Zombina or two. Maybe throw in, like, most of the side deck that's not Possessed Dark Soul is just more ways to stall. Maybe we throw in a third half shut. The kunais were more just extra defense, same with Sphere. We couldn't fit it in the main. We didn't want to play more than 20, but that was that logic. And then we have the Dark Magician deck. What I like about this is it's actually decently consistent. It's a little slow, of course. You're playing the circles to get DMG out quicker so that your Sage of Stone can summon Dark Magician. You're playing the Rogue Doll because Legion can get a normal spellcaster from the hand or grave when it's sent to the grave. So even if you've already Wonder Won the Rogue, you can get it back. You only want to play one Dark Magician. You'll brick otherwise. And we're playing Ready for Intercepting, of course, because of the format. You could play Windstorm in here, but I think it's got a good amount of defense. Sometimes it just needs to work on its own bricks. But other than that, guys, I'm Yugi Bros signing out, and peace.